then I think we are good to go to get started on this beautiful adventure I like to call the Attic. Welcome, my friend.
Whoa.
You're a little late. Were you tearing up the bathroom or what?
No, you just sounded like those mythical wise sages that greet you in the beginning of a video game. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Why, that is me.
That is you.
And I came here to check.
The Wanderer is our viewers, our beautiful viewers, and you are that magical sage that really thrusts everybody, myself included, on their journey.
It's what is it? What's the quote? You almost said it. Oh, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Didn't I say that word for word?
I think you did. Look, man, it's been a long week. Okay.
It has. You know what? Hey, everybody, how you doing? How's your week? Push this over just a tad bit.
Yeah, turn over there. I'm too loud.
Anyways. No, you're not. I appreciate your loudness. I can't do quiet. I'm the type of person. I think you said this last week, but I need to have something in the background. One thing I like to listen to is like slow reverb of like water level video game
like
music,
that,
like Aquatic Ambience.
Like that Donkey Kong short on ChrisCross.
Trixie
Kong. You tricked everybody. You even tricked me. When I was watching that, I was like,
it is not a ChrisCross video if there's not a spelling error, intentional or not. I put Dong Kong. Did you see that? Nobody commented about Dong.
Dong Kong.
Yeah.
All the Kongs at the end. I was like, what the?
Sumo Kong.
I've never seen these guys.
That was Donkey Kong Jungle Beat on the GameCube.
Kong? Hong Kong? What's in Hong Kong in there? You forgot Hong Kong Chop Suey.
Speaking of Kongs, okay, I wanted to say something.
Uh-huh.
In the last episode, we talked about Bal-BONEY Kong.
Yes.
And so I'm going to be honest. I had all the intention. I know I asked you if you had some ideas and if you were going to draw it.
You said by Friday.
By Friday. Tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow's Friday.
So here's the thing. Because we are talking, but we're literally, this is like time travel. Mm-hmm. Because we are talking to you all essentially a week prior to you listening to this. So I have to think in like 7 days in the future.
In the future.
Right,
in
exactly.
The past. It's weird, yeah.
What I'm saying is that this is going to come out next Friday, okay?
Or today. You're listening to it now. When this comes out.
What I'm saying, and I'm going to say it to you all.
This man doesn't even know what he's saying.
It's a build-up. He's
getting lost in the sauce.
I am.
Never get lost in the sauce.
Last week, we were talking about Balboni Kong, all right? Yes. We were talking about Mr. Hamcheck. What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
On TikTok?
Johnny Hamcheck.
He keeps referencing a character called Balboni, like he's the big boss. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about what would Balboni Kong look like.
Right.
And we would love you all to submit. And Chris, you don't know where I'm going with this, but I was thinking about it today. Mm-hmm.
Where do I submit? Because I got my drawing ready too. Can I submit too?
What I was going to say is we will submit your photos to us of what Balboni Kong looks like, either on our Discord, if you're on our the Threads, Instagram, Facebook. Send us your version or drawing or whatever of your version of Balboni Kong. And what I want to do is feature them all on a reel on ChrisCrossMedia as a little slideshow. And we'll post them up on all of our platforms. But I want to do a little giveaway.
Dang, the first giveaway of 2023?
That's the first, I think, ChrisCross giveaway since 2018, 19 maybe?
All right, what are we giving away?
Okay. So I don't know if you saw over there.
What am I automatically winning?
Did you see over there? I have this new thing from Costco, and there's this Pokemon set has 180 packs.
Yeah,
they're like
the same
mini
ones
packs.
you mentioned last week, right?
Yes, and it's called Trick or Trade.
Yeah.
So I bought one to give away to our viewers.
Damn.
And what I'm going to do is in the description of this video, I'm going to essentially lay out all the rules, how and where you can submit, and when we're going to draw the winners and everything. We'll talk about it later on.
Okay.
But submit your drawing for Balboni Kong and whichever Christian and I feel is the best. It doesn't necessarily have to be on skill level of the drawing, but your creativity. Okay. And then Christian and I, for giggles, will draw our own versions of Balboni Kong. Okay. And that, I think, is going to be a fun thing to do. Because I loved when we did challenges on our channel, and I loved when we did themed giveaways. So, this is kind of like...
If it's the theme. I didn't know we were doing a giveaway.
I know.
I thought those cards were gonna be for us, but hey.
Oh no, that's ours. I got another for the.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. But yeah, we should. We're probably gonna push the hell out of it, like on socials.
Yes.
Discord, Instagram, everything. Hashtag Bal-BONey or Balboni Kong or something. We'll think of something. That's cool though. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys enter. Even if it's just enter, because if there's only 1 or 2 entries, then your chances are very high of winning. Mm-hmm. So I don't know many other channels out there handing these out for free, so you guys might as well just jump in on the opportunity here, Speaking about jumping in.
Oh.
All right, man. It has been super, super hot out here in California.
Yeah.
I've dipped my feet and jumped into the waters. Into the ocean, in the Pacific Ocean,
you didn't tell me
in the
this.
Pool. Yeah, man, I was there when my sister was here. We went out to the ocean, saw the sunset. Remember I told you we were gonna go to the beach.
I didn't know you went in. You.
Yeah, man, I just jumped
touched the big blue.
I'm a Pisces, bro. I just had to jump in. Like, I feel like
what does that mean?
What?
Pisces? What do you mean?
I mean, I don't believe in the horoscopes or none of that, but...
What does that mean? I'm a Pisces.
At the end of the day, I'm a Pisces. It's like a fish. I like the water. I think...
I'm an Aquarius, though.
Then you also like the water.
I am the water.
Yeah, you are the water. So, I don't believe in none of that crap, to be honest with you, but for whatever reason, I do... Like, I love the water in that sense. Like, anything that has to do with water, I love. Like,
me too.
I mentioned fishing already, I mentioned, like, my thoughts and stuff that come when I'm showering, and I love just going to the lake, to the river, whatever. So, anyways, I don't know if that has anything to do with me being a Pisces. Does that mean I'm toxic? Does that mean I pair with a Taurus, a Leo? I don't know what any of that means.
Yes, it is.
Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments.
I won't.
But yeah, I jumped in the ocean and I was scared, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared because, days prior to that, my friend's brother told me a story of how he had just recently jumped into the ocean and a wave was so powerful that it like messed up his leg. And, last week we talked about foot injuries and how all that happened. So there were these huge waves. Like, I've been in the ocean, a fair amount of times now, but this is the most crazy that I've seen the waves, and I got scared. Like, usually I jumped in the ocean, whatever, and I know that it comes with its risks. You don't know what animals are down there. Can you get stung by a stingray? You can get eaten by a shark. Those little amoebas can get into your brain and just like destroy your brain and kill you. Like, there's so many crazy things that can happen in the ocean.
Yeah.
So the waves are the last of my worries. But, I'm trying to show off to my sister, like, yeah, I can just jump into the ocean, it's awesome. I'm trying to swim. It's like, I can comfortably swim, but that ocean reminded me, like, I ain't shit, bro. Like, it honestly was telling me, get back. You don't know me like that. That's a ludicrous lyric. Get back, you don't know me like that. So the waves were just coming in. Boom, bro. Like, it was knocking me back. Like, I'm there. I took a wave right to the chest. Oh, and like,
were you like Godzilla emerging from the water?
It knocked me out, bro. I'm not even kidding. I was like, I looked back to like show my sister like, how brave I was.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I turn around. Boom! there was this fat little kid, bro, chilling, right? He was in the front, like, and just chilling in the sand, and he was screaming for his mom for like 3 minutes, bro. His mom would not pay him no attention.
What was she doing?
She was with her girlfriends, girls' night out. Poor little kid's over there. He wants to go into the ocean, so he does. Bro, this guy, I thought he was gonna die. Like,
little kid?
Yeah, I was like, he was.
I mentally named him
maybe
Corey.
like he was like 10.
His name's Corey.
He was like 10. Yeah, I don't know what his name was. He looked like a Poncho to me.
Poncho?
Yeah, he was like 10, big little kid, and these waves were just eating him up, and it was so funny. But I was scared for him, bro. And at the end of the night, the lifeguard came like on a 4-wheeler. Actually, the cops came and they were like, "Oh, we're shutting it down." They came in like Tafford. "We're shutting the fuck down," because they're like, warning, we've seen stingrays in the lake, like we're in the ocean. Lifeguards are off duty.
So they did the whole.
Yeah, they're like, life's on your own risk. Like, ain't nobody here to save you. The sun was still out, but they're like, "Yo, we're out of here. We're out this bitch."
Wait, roll back. Was it because of stingrays?
I think it was getting close to the end of the night, so they were already gonna leave. But then they were just telling us like, "Hey, yo, there's stingrays that have been spotted. Swim at your own risk. The lifeguards are leaving."
Wow.
In a way, they were saying, "Get the hell out of here."
Yeah,
they were kicking you out without kicking you out. So, it was a good time, man. So,
but that's something I'm the same way. I have this. I don't know if it's my Greek heritage and it's just kind of like embedded in my DNA and my fibers, but I have a lot of connection to the ocean, like you were saying. As you can see, like literally all the lights in my apartment are blue.
Right.
I have such a calm and like serenity when I think, hear, see, smell the ocean.
The rain,
rain,
it's
just
like
it's running
soothes
water.
You, it makes you
really
sleep.
It's just like you're saying. There's like this connection that you feel when you're there. And one thing that I love, every time I look at the ocean, you do realize how small and insignificant, but also significant you are into like the ethos of the entire world.
Right.
And it's so interesting to just literally stare out into what looks like endlessness, just this infinity. And you realize, wow, all these things that I have bogged in my mind that I worry about day after day, week after week, like at the end of the day, it's like it's all in my head. And this whole little blueberry that we're sitting atop of is just going to keep spinning and doing its thing.
Yeah, like
just as it has for thousands of millions of years.
Yeah, the waves just keep coming. It
Exactly.
doesn't care what it swallows, what it spits out. It's got to keep doing its thing. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man, like you're right. Like I do go out there when I do see that, I'm just like, wow, like there's so much that we don't know. We talk about space and UFOs and aliens, but right here in our own backyard, like we have this big blue that is yet to be explored. Areas we can't even explore due to the pressure. Do we even want to explore? Can we? Like, you sometimes you see those like was it Discovery Channel where they had that show like The Deadliest Catch.
Yeah,
you've seen that, right? Like people that go out on those what are they called? Commercial fishing.
Yeah.
And they risk their lives for these big payouts, but because they're putting their life on the line, like I'd love to like experience that and guarantee that I'm not gonna die.
Right.
But just seeing those videos of I'm talking big boats just getting destroyed and getting shoved around by the water, and then you talk about looking out into nothingness. Well, like when you're out there, that's a 360 view of nothingness. There's no land in sight. Like that would be scary to me.
January.
I don't know how you'd feel about that.
2022.
Oh,
I was on a cruise.
You went on your cruise, yeah.
And it was in the Caribbean, and it's 360 all around. You just see the ocean, and it's beautiful. But again, you get that feeling of, wow, we are so tiny. But at night, you look out and it's just pitch black.
I want to experience that.
You just see nothingness. Like, for all you know, you feel like you're floating in space. You know,
Right.
you don't feel the weight. Like it was so cool.
It's like space on Earth, right? Like you get to experience what that would be like.
Yeah,
Because I'm
in a
sure
way.
I'm sure the stars looked beautiful
Oh yeah.
from the ocean.
Oh
like,
yeah.
You know,
And
no
they reflect in the
smog.
water, and yeah, it's no light pollution, nothing like that.
I wonder,
And
like,
the
obviously
air is so
like
it's
fresh,
clear,
right?
fresh. It fills you up different.
Yeah, I wanna like my sister was here. We went on a little what's it called? Just like a little
A ferry?
trolley, a little ferry. You know, just did a little tour around the piers of Los Angeles and San Pedro. But we saw a big cruise ship that was just leaving. It was setting sail, and I think that was the first time I've seen a cruise ship like moving up close like that, and I was like, man, like
They're massive.
I want to like one. I was like, how the hell does something this big float? Like,
Yeah.
I get it, it's physics, it's buoyancy, but man, like that's just stuff like that. Like humans created that, right? We designed those things, and anyways, I don't want to get into that detail, but like I was like, I want to experience that. I wonder how much that costs. Like
to
obviously
go on a cruise?
yeah, like obviously there's like the high end, like you know.
Here's the thing:
But, like, I wonder how
cruises,
much a
cruises
cruise
are actually
is.
getting very like they're pretty affordable right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like I've been looking at different cruises and stuff. I mean, obviously there's some that are more expensive than others, and even on the ship there's a variety of different rooms that you can get. But this is what I'm gonna say: you and I, we should either just you and me, or we get a group do a cruise next year.
Okay.
Let's plan for it, and we're gonna make like a whole ChrisCross thing of it. Like make like some content.
You know where I want to go also?
Where?
I want to take like a little like fishing boat to like Catalina Island,
Okay.
like a charter fisherman thing.
You want to do that?
Yeah, bro.
You know what's funny? I was watching
But
this.
I want to do that this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that. You tell me when you want to do it. We'll do it.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
That'd be awesome.
I'm down. I think you pay like 150, 200, something like that. But it's like an all day thing, and some places provide the gear. Other places you got to bring your own gear. But I'd like to go where they already have all the nice gear, and I think they get to keep the fish and they give you a little bit. But imagine we like are a part of catching a big bluefin tuna or something.
Dude, you never know.
That would be sick. Like, if me catching my first catfish was like, oh my god, like I can't even imagine catching a monster like that.
See, my love for sharks brought me to the want of rent. I was actually going to text you about this. Like, hey, one day let's just go rent like a boat out of one of the bays or one of the marinas and just like take it out for the day. But there was a video of this woman. Listen to this. I don't know why I saw it. I'm like, I want to get on the water. There was a woman, and she was, going feet first into the water. And as her feet are going in, and like her,
like from the boat,
from the boat into the water, like she's scooting herself off the boat, going in. And right as she's about, I want to say like halfway through, like she's at her hips in the water, the mouth of a great white shark starts to emerge right where her legs are.
No.
Right? And she gets pulled out right at the nick of time. Like, a second later, it would have been doomed.
GG.
And it came up, boom. I think it rubbed up,
a little bit.
nicked the boat a little bit. She was fine.
Fuck, dude.
And I'm like, oh, I really want to go in the water. That was my that was how my brain worked that day.
Oh my god. See, that's the thing. Like, you can't see them, and they're so fast. Like, we see them on TV, and like, oh, you don't think nothing of it. But like, when I've seen those orcas, dude, they're fast, bro.
Orcas are so okay. Really quick, I just saw a video today of the highest. It was record-breaking jump of a shark in the air. This thing came out of the water, was like parallel to the ocean, did like a 360 flip.
They got Ocean Olympics.
It winked at the camera. Yeah, then it cut to a commercial from our sponsor, McDonald's. No, Entertainment Earth, our sponsor.
Hey, we'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that. But
Entertainment Ocean right now.
Yeah, exactly. And then went into the ocean. It was breathtaking. But have you been to have you seen a killer whale in person?
I mean, in like a zoo, yeah, like in an aquarium.
Where'd you see that?
San Diego.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
you went to I didn't know you went to SeaWorld.
Yeah.
I was gonna say in Illinois you saw. Like,
Where,
why-
mother? You lying? That's how I know you lying.
Well, there used to be a SeaWorld apparently in Ohio.
Okay, and there was killer whales there.
Yeah, like it was a full blown SeaWorld, but
'Cause we don't
closed
have
down.
any in Illinois.
No, I mean
No.
the orcas in captivity is. I mean, I think it's on its way out.
Right.
Of course, I think since people became aware of how horrible it is for the creatures. That's not to say that I went there a lot as a kid. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you didn't know you were.
I didn't know any better.
Yeah, you didn't know any better.
But the thing is, like these whales, it's very. Apparently, it's very hard to reintroduce them into the ocean. So, captivity is apparently the best thing for them,
yeah.
which I do want to get to in a second. But no, let me get to that now. One thing that really pissed me off with this whole SeaWorld thing. So I grew up
like them bashing on SeaWorld and all that, or
okay, no. So okay,
because you said like, something that really ticked you off about SeaWorld.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk. So I'm just gonna jump into that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those who don't know, SeaWorld is an aquatic theme park, and their main attraction is an killer whale orca show. And they've been around, I believe, since the 60s. And they've built theme parks around the world, but some of their flagship theme parks are in San Diego and one in Orlando, Florida. And there was, I believe, one. I think there is still one in San Antonio, Texas, and there was one in Ohio. Okay. In 2013, a documentary called Blackfish came out.
2013.
Yeah. So 10 years ago. And
look that up.
In this documentary, they showed that these whales are essentially being abused, and that they're very intelligent creatures, and that the fact that they are in these small little tanks with other orcas from other parts of the world and oceans that don't there's essentially like gangs.
Differences. Oh yeah.
There are, and they're very volatile when they get into tanks with each other, and essentially it's like you put a human in a bathtub and you say you're living there for the rest of your life. That's how it is for these creatures. And then there was an incident with I forget her name, but she was a very prominent orca trainer at SeaWorld, and she was killed by Tillicum, which was like the largest orca in captivity, and he accidentally killed her. He grabbed her hair and took her under the water. So that really.
I don't think that was an accident, bro. Like, how can you?
I mean, you never. It
could have been, or it couldn't, right? Like,
and that's not the first person that whales killed. There was a man who, at night, snuck into its tank, like in the middle of the night, broke into the park, went into the tank, and they found this. This is interesting. They found the man dead on the side of the tank with his
clothes off.
He had his clothes off, and his jimble jambles were
his extremities
were bitten off.
Damn.
Yes, I don't know what
that whale just. It had been a while.
Well, anyway,
family friendly.
Yeah. Welcome to the attic.
Welcome to SeaWorld.
Yeah. Anyway, so this documentary comes out, and everyone's like, "Wow! Like, there's a theme park we've been taking our kids to forever. Like, they're torturing these animals. We're gonna boycott SeaWorld." And then SeaWorld tried to say, "Okay, They try to repaint their image, and they're doing a lot of things with rehabilitation with animals, which they were already doing apparently, but there's a huge emphasis on spending money to help these creatures in the ocean. And they said that they're no longer going to do breeding at the theme parks or at their properties for the whales, and that once this
when everything kind of like subsided and like from all the bad press or what?
Well, like it has, and like they've started to have more profits and on their theme parks, and things have bounced back from SeaWorld. This is the thing that pisses me off. I know there's a huge little. I had to set this story.
Yes, you did.
So what pissed me off significantly was that they had announced after all this, craziness that happened with Blackfish and.
Have you seen Blackfish?
I have several times.
Okay.
And
I've seen it too. That's why I asked.
Oh, I didn't know you saw it.
Yeah,
I was describing all that almost for you, just so you kind of context.
Well, for those that haven't seen it,
okay.
I think it's a good watch. That's why I asked.
I should have asked. Like, have you seen Blackfish?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I've seen it.
Okay. Well, anyway, I long story short, SeaWorld's like, ooh, we got to do something, right? Because we're gonna go under. So they started to change their image, and then they announced multi-million-dollar project to really expand the captivity, the tanks for the killer whales. Mm-hmm. And it was going to be this huge body of water. Now, the argument of we can't put them back in the ocean, essentially these creatures, as far as we know, have to be in captivity. So the idea was, well, why don't we make their captivity as nice as possible?
Right. It's like throwing a dog out in the wild. Like the wolves and coyotes are just going to destroy him.
Which is okay. It's like, okay, do it. That sounds great. But then, like, I know that CEOs kind of shifted, I think, 3 or 4 times over there since all this crap happened.
Revolving door out there, huh?
It is. But the thing is, they just quietly, it's like, because, obviously people are coming back to the parks and things have gotten better. So I think now that they're not necessarily under the microscope, they're like, okay.
Maybe we don't do this multi-billion-dollar project.
And they very quietly canceled and scrapped those plans. Now, I was thinking about doing a full episode of Scrapped on it, kind of putting them on blast.
Dude, you do that, you're going to have a red dot on you.
I know.
They're going to come after you.
I know.
Because then, yeah. That's the thing. The life of reporters, man. Like,
I know.
Especially like, when you watch shows like Narcos or just stuff like that, even on the news, it's the people that shed light on these, because people will consider like the heads of SeaWorld kind of like a criminal in a way, like towards animals. Like PETA, I'm sure, labels them as like, this is like animal cruelty and you're a criminal against these animals. And the minute you speak out on that, you're messing with someone's money. And then once you start messing with someone's money, they got the money to put a hit on you, or they try to silence you, or worse. I don't think it'll get to that point, but there's a YouTuber that I showed to you one time a while back, but like he makes videos like that. And then he's like talking about like global topics and like geopolitical stuff, and he is huge. He's a huge channel, and sometimes I fear for him. And actually, I haven't seen any of his videos in a while. I hope he's okay. I hope nothing bad happened to him. But the minute it gets into the wrong hands and you screw people over, like that's a very serious thing. Like that's a topic in and of itself. Like, I believe last week I was telling you about, or 2 weeks ago I was telling you about this like brawl that happened in Montgomery. I don't know if you've looked into that at all, but there's been other things where like there's a saying in Spanish, I can't remember it now, but it's essentially like the innocent bystander that jumps in to like break up a fight is always the one that like ends up getting hurt. Like, let's say you and I are fighting right now. We're getting it, scratching tooth and nail. You Mike Tyson me, bite an ear off. I'm over here scratching and punching you, whatever. And then you got like, I don't know, innocent bystander from the street trying to stop us, But because you and I are so going at it, we end up like killing this dude. Or like putting him in a hospital, right? But it's like that guy had nothing to do with it. And he just caught a stray. And that's just how it is out here. And that's scary. Like, you want to help out these crazy situations, but it's like, are you ready to get into that space? Are you ready to like put your life on the line for what you're doing? And like, I commend people that do that. I couldn't, man. Like, there's certain things that, like, I say that, like, oh, I'll die for this, you know, but then when it actually comes to push or shove, like, I don't know. Like, is there anything that, like, you would die for that, like, besides your family and your, obviously, your loved ones, like, is there anything
you
that you
mean?
legitimately, like, something that you believe in that you're like, I'll die for this? You know, like, I'll put my life on the line for this. I don't have anything.
I don't think.
You're like, I don't know, bro.
I don't know. I like living.
I like living, man. Living's good.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna say one way or the other, but hey, I'm gonna change the subject.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we have been. I would say we've been talking a lot about the oceans.
Yes.
And water and aquatic life. I went on a SeaWorld rant, which I didn't know I was gonna do. What are your favorite water levels in video games? And it's so interesting to me that water levels generally,
there's a lot,
like there's two stigmas. They either have the best music on the entire soundtrack for that game, because I could honestly say that the water theme of most video games are like the best on the on the cart.
You have the iconic also, Mario, like, right?
Well, and also the other thing is they either are the worst level
or like super hard, right? Like the water temple in Ocarina,
right? But like Aquatic Ambience, like that song eclipses almost the game.
And then you're out there riding like the marlin? Is he a marlin or a swordfish?
Ongar, swordfish, yeah.
Swordfish. So my favorite water level, like in video games.
Yeah. Do you have one?
Ooh, that's tough, man, because they're all so like. You know, I think of Mario. Like the minute that he goes in the water and the classic song just comes in.
Which,
you know?
the
original Mario Bros. Like
okay.
Dun, 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 you know.
Yeah.
So like that always had like because that was the first video game I played with my uncle, and he showed me how to play this game, and that song is just like it strikes a chord with my heart. You know. The Donkey Kong countries, you know, that level, just getting on the swordfish was so sick because he had that mechanic that like spring shot him, like you know, or like Sonic, just like the anxiety of you like about to die and like run out of air, like dun, 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 and you're like and you're like oh like dude, that game like really made you anxious. Like it really made you feel like you're about to die, like you're running out of air. Like I don't know what game prior to that really gave you that feeling. Like you die in Mario, for example, it's like a comedic death, right? But in Sonic it's like your heart rate is
you feel like you are Sonic in that moment. Yeah.
And you feel it that you're like. And then it hits you with the dun, 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 dun. You know, it's like, damn. You really... So, I don't know, bro. There's a lot,
how
bro.
good is... I mean...
There's a lot.
You didn't really grow up with the 64, right?
I did and I didn't, right?
Dire Docks. Do you remember...
Oh, that's from 64.
Mario 64.
Yeah, I didn't play it, but...
That level, I know it's like kind of dark and it's... kind of dreary, and you're kind of like shoved in this little rocky corner. There's something about that level. I just feel like it's very comforting to me.
I think I found my favorite.
Your favorite underwater?
My favorite water level.
Go for it. Is it Zora's Domain?
It's Zelda, and you may be saying I'm cheating for this, but to me, I think it's Wind Waker. Am I allowed to say Wind Waker?
The whole
game. The whole game, I mean, the overworld being mainly water, I think is dope. Like, what other game has done that?
Sea of Thieves.
I mean, come on, but like...
Black Flag.
But that's like when you play a pirate game, you think that you're gonna be on the sea, right? Like, up until that point, Zelda was a land game. And then they hit you with that water... And how intuitive it was, and you got to play with the actual wind, the direction of the wind, how you sail, treasure hunting. I don't know. To me, I think that is... Now, you didn't get to like actually like dive in the water and explore the underwater. Right. I think if they do another Zelda game, that would be cool. If they bring in that aspect. Like you have this huge overworld, which was Wind Waker, but then you add that underwater aspect and have underwater like Atlantis type levels. That would be cool.
You know what's really interesting about Zelda is that it is such a large property for Nintendo. It's not like it's one of their B tier characters. That is their A tier franchise and IP. And yet they feel the confidence, which I applaud them so much for, because not many other companies would do this. But they completely changed the art style almost with every single title.
Right.
And pull a 180, even though it's essentially, it's the same kind of story beats and it's the same gameplay for the most part. But the fact that they're willing to put creativity first instead of some numbers and analytics that they got from some sort of board meeting is really awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it's so great that of all the things that I've seen, I think, change since I was a young child in the 90s, good and bad. If you could talk about the quality of, Disney movies, or how the state of certain entertainment things are, what have you. But I feel like Nintendo, for the most part, has been very consistent with their tone and their message and everything.
Yeah, like they're one of those companies that are OG. They've been in the game for a long time. They've seen so many things, but they've stuck to their guns. Like, as much as I hate them sometimes for not getting with the times and updating their hardware and and their infrastructure with like online gaming and
but do they need to? It's like I think it. When did it happen? Maybe it was with the Wii.
They don't.
When they became like their own niche market. Like, it's gaming, but it's so much more.
Yeah,
and then like Xbox, like I forgot who said it or where the quote came from, but it was like, we're not even concerned about what they're doing anymore.
No, yeah. I mean, I know, but it's just Nintendo's like that guy, that friend of yours that it's like, dude, you're amazing, you got all this going on, but you're just like missing this one thing that'll just like it'll make you a god. And you can do it. It's so easy. Like, you can literally take over the world, but you don't want to.
Yeah.
And it's right there. We're 2023. Like, why can't, like, this is the only thing I give Nintendo, and I really hope one day they get like a younger president that comes in and changes it, because I think it's their double-edged sword. One side of it, like you said, they're killing it. They've been doing amazing. Their games are awesome. They know what they're doing. But then on the other sword is like they're stabbing themselves, because I think there's people like me and maybe you, I don't know how you feel, but I feel like I want to play all these games and I love Nintendo and I will die for you, Nintendo. Like, I said I wouldn't die for anyone, but like like I'll go to bat for you. You know what I'm saying? I'll defend you to the grave.
Mm-hmm.
But like, why? Like Smash Brothers, bro. I want to play, I want to buy it, but like, let's be honest, like Halo, for example, and a lot of titles, they just don't have split screen anymore. They don't have co-op play in front of of your TV anymore. And they did it just because maybe they're lazy, they wanted to cut corners, but like, who's really playing with like people over at their houses as they used to? Not many. Like, that is dead and dying and gone. I'm not saying kill it, but give me an option to play Smash Brothers like online and like actually have a good connection, because the connection was crappy. You have lag and all this. Let me be able to like get into a party chat, talk trash, like, yo, like, let me be able to do everything that I'm able to do on Xbox, on PlayStation, but also on this. When they finally release Metroid, it could be the Halo for Nintendo. We can have a Samus, like, all these different Samuses with all these different abilities on all these cool maps. Like, Samus has so many different Metroid has so many different environments, worlds. Imagine different maps they can make. And you can have this super amazing online experience with Metroid. Make it a rated M game. And because you have a adult audience like us, like cater to us too. You know, why? Don't let us just go to like.
I love how
you know?
I love how I entered the chat with Nintendo's been so great, and you're like, all right, now
No, they have been.
let me just lay out.
I had to lay it out, bro.
I was just spreading love.
No,
I don't know
look,
what you're spreading.
I love Nintendo, bro. I do, but you also hey, it's like you, bro. You're my bro. I'm your bro. If I'm fucking up, I hope you tell me, and vice versa. I would tell you the same. So like Nintendo is like our bro. You're my bro. We've grown up together. Mm-hmm. You're fucking up. I gotta let them know. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's the thing is, you're right in the sense that they've had some great features in the past that I wish they never took away. Like the Wii U chat. Do you remember how that was? Where you can send like drawings and.
You could do that on the DS too. Remember?
DS, the Picto chat.
Yeah.
Like
that was so cool.
There was I can't remember what it was called. It was like there
was like little chat rooms. There was like a limit of like 30 people in there.
Yeah, and there was like
you could even do it like in Pokemon games. Remember?
Yeah. It was they've had a lot of cool features. I understand that with every evolution of a gaming system, things change, but I wish they wouldn't take features away that, in my mind, worked really, really well.
I'm just saying, like, the possibilities are there, and if like they're so afraid because okay, there's little kids playing, and we don't want them to be experiencing that. But like, hey, that's why parental controls exist. That's why like the actual parents exist.
Right.
Don't let the rest of us suffer because of that. Mm-hmm. Because I guarantee if they did all that, like Xbox and PlayStation wouldn't have as much control of the market as they already do, and it would be like as a kid growing up when you said I'm a Nintendo fan, like that meant something. Mm-hmm. Now you say you're a Nintendo fan, you're like, bruh, PC, like it's all about PC now, like graphics, this isn't that. I'm just saying I'm gonna raise my kids as Nintendo fans, and I don't want them getting bullied. So I want Nintendo to step up and give us like an excuse to fight for. It's like me as a White Sox fan still claiming the 2005 championship. Like, nah, son, times have passed. We can't claim Michael Jordan anymore, man. Like, you know, Nintendo.
What do you mean we can't claim Michael Jordan?
Like, the Bulls got to do something now. Like, it's the past. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
do people still talk about basketball?
They do, bro. And like the thing is, like, look, we were good in the 80s and the 90s, and they still have, yes, your Mario and your Zelda, but I need them to step up to the plate and change the game again and take over what belongs to them.
Well, look, I think they came out of the gate with the Switch after the flounder flop of the Wii U.
And Switch 2 is coming. Have you seen any of the leaks?
I've seen, there's always leaks, there's always conversations. When they eventually drop whatever this next version of their console is going to be, I think that we're going to get a good answer for what you're asking right now.
I hope so, man.
Here's the thing, and I do truly worry that their next system potentially won't be handheld. I hope they don't abandon that.
It's
I'm just
scary,
saying.
right? Because you're like, we had the Wii, and it was crazy good, and then the Wii U happened. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Now we got back up. We're with the Switch. We're riding that high. Mm-hmm. Are they gonna screw up again, or what's gonna happen, right? So,
it is a worry of mine.
It's definitely entertaining.
But I have full faith in them. I mean, they're stellar at what they do, and I love their hardware, and I love their marketing and designs and all that stuff. And damn it, bring me Super Mario Brothers movie 2 right now. Give me my Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time movie by Studio Ghibli.
Is that what you want it to be, Studio Ghibli?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I want everything to be like Illumination now, just because, like, to keep it in the same, like, universe.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. Who knows? I was going to say something, but, It lost me. But I did want to say, like, we mentioned that we were gonna talk about our sponsor again. I feel like this is a good time.
Oh, it's a beautiful time.
Yeah, it's a good time to mention them because I don't know how much time we got before DK comes out of his cage.
I have been really, honestly, in the pit of my stomach.
We're over here talking about Nintendo. They're like, oh, they're talking about Mario and Link. Well, you know, what about me? You know, so he might get a little mad. So before he comes out, you know, bust me with a banana over my head. Let the people know where they can go get some of their own toys. Maybe a Switch on there for one day. I don't know. Let's see.
So we have a link down in the description and also pinned to the comments of our YouTube video that will link you to a special ChrisCross.
I see what you did there. We'll link you there. Okay.
I don't know if they have any Nintendo toys. I need to check. But Entertainment Earth has everything you can possibly think of in terms of collectibles and toys and exclusives and pre-orders. And with our link, you can get 10% off of your entire order. So check that out. Again, it's in our description and pinned to this chat. We have here the comment section. And yeah, you look very astute right now. Like you're pondering the world's secrets.
I have.
What's up?
Look, I promised my homie that I'd talk about this today, and I told him about the ATTICC podcast. They subscribed, so I hope it's okay. I gotta do a little promo right here. Not a promo, but you know we're talking about Nintendo, and you know I wanna boomerang it over to Microsoft because hey, they're no saints either. You know, they've really botched up Halo and all that. But I want to say to anyone that hasn't played Halo Infinite yet, it's free. Download it. It's we're coming up on season 5, and there's a lot of great things to offer. So if you've played it in the past, you didn't like it, you were upset like how we are with Nintendo. Trust me. I was super upset with 343 and everything that was going on, but they've turned it around. They've made great things. Season 5 should be coming out near the end of this year. It's a perfect time to jump in and play it. And I promised that I would mention that that one of my friends is working on a battle royale for Halo Infinite, and just uploaded a video on it. And I think you guys, if you guys are into battle royales and Halos and stuff, it'd be a good time to check it out, man. I'm excited for you to try it, Chris. I don't think we've ever played like Halo Infinite. I'm over here talking about like split screen and stuff, and I remember the days we were playing the campaign and stuff. Like I have yet to play the Halo Infinite campaign. Like
I haven't touched it either. Yeah,
you know?
I've played the multiplayer quite a bit. I haven't played in a while though. But dude, some of my favorite memories when Christian first came out to California, we had a goal. I think we called it the road to infinite.
Yeah.
That's what we dubbed it. And we're
still not there.
We just have one game to do.
Yeah.
But basically, we wanted to do the campaign like from beginning to end for all the Halos leading up to Halo Infinite when it launched in 2021.
Yeah.
Whew. So,
dude, do you know? Remember when I moved out here? We went to, because we always got energy drinks and we got those Halo Infinite monsters.
Yeah.
Like when those receipts, I remember we were saving them. I don't know if you remember.
Okay.
But because the game got delayed, those monsters, they came with a code, or you had to like submit your receipt to receive a code to get this exclusive armor in the game. But because the game wasn't out and it got delayed, we weren't really like paying attention to it. We kind of like let it off to the side. But like, had we saved all that stuff, like those skins are worth so much money right now.
Like how much you talking here?
Like over $100 easily. But like, just think, we spent $2-3 on a monster.
Right.
I mean, where
That's
else
amazing.
do you get that kind of like return of investment, you know?
So where do we put those receipts?
I mean, they're long gone
They're
now.
gone.
But when I found that out, you know, I moved in with my friend, and then he has all these codes, and apparently he was like watching YouTube videos of like all these different promos and stuff, and he's like, yeah, you know, the monster. I went on eBay, bought all this. I'm like, dude, I had that. You know, and like we bought like this, or you bought the Super Mario Brother Oreos.
Yep.
But they had like Oreo stuff for Halo, and that's like the rarest skin. They had this promotion with Nabisco, and that skin is right now worth over like $2,000.
Get out.
Yeah, I had a guy that like, cause like I was trolling on Twitter like the other day. I posted. Now I didn't lie, but I kind of what I typed in a way made it seem to like where I got hired by 343 Industries, because I had a picture of my Spartan with blue flames on his head, and only 343 employees or interns have that. But because
I posted a picture of that.
Well, because I'm good friends with someone that works there, he was in my lobby. We were playing, and the game glitched when he left the lobby. I was in the screen to like see everybody's Spartan, and essentially it glitched his Spartan onto mine, and I took a screenshot because my gamer tag, my official gamer tag, had the 343 logo, and I took a screenshot and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna post this on Twitter and see what happens. I posted it and I put like, hello blue flames. So everyone was like, what? What? How? Like, what do you do at 343? And I was one of the guys like, yo, Mata, tell him the truth. And I was like, the truth is, I spent a lot of money on this game, you know? And like, but everyone, like, I still have yet to reveal that, like, because I didn't lie. Like, people say, like, tell them the truth. Like, tell them the truth about what? Like, I didn't say anything. Like, I just said, hello, blue flames. Nothing wrong with that, you know. I didn't say I just got hired by 343, you know. But like, but it got like a bunch of hits. I got like 25 followers that day. Like,
so you're saying lying on their internet is
I didn't. What did I lie?
Success?
What did I lie about though? I didn't lie about nothing.
Deceiving on the internet.
Deceiving
success?
It could have been deceiving, but I never said I worked for them.
You did not. No. People did that on their own.
Yeah,
they wrote their own fanfics, their modifics.
They did that on their own. So like, I'm riding the wave. Like, I'm riding the wave.
The blue flamer wave.
I'm riding the blue wave. But anyways, so because I mentioned, like, I posted a skin of that, and a guy hit me up of the Nabisco promo. The reason why I bring this up, he hit me in my DMs. Because, again, I took a screenshot of me wearing it, but it wasn't me. It was, like, my friend's account. And he's like, whoa, you got it? Like, how'd you get it? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, nah, like, I think I may have lied to him, but he was like, dude, I got you. He's like, because I was going to sell you mine for, like, 1,000, which is, like, half off.
What?
Because I told him that, like, I got it or something. I got it somehow. He's like, you should have told me. I would have sold it to you for this. So now it got me thinking, like, you were selling it for 2, but now, if it was for me, I'd sell it for 1,000. You know what I mean? So it's like, I wonder what he would sell it to me for now. If I'm like, hey, I work for 343, how much would you sell it to me for? Wow. 500? I'm trying to get a steal, because it's like a flex, you know. I wouldn't even wear it. It's ugly, but you know, it's crazy what these prices of like online DLC go for.
And then you like think about it, like the next game's gonna come out,
right?
And then that's just gonna live in the digital graveyard that is that disc, that version. You think about like all the money that people put into like games in the past, and then they just move on to the next, and it's just like,
is this an intervention?
I maybe shouldn't have done that. I'm not saying it's.
This is how I look at it.
Okay, go ahead.
This is how I look at it. I look at it as it's a free game. And I am supporting the company for them to continue to work on the game. Because if you think about it, if no one spends money on the game, like, then they have no incentive to keep going.
Whoa. Back up. So, but you're not supporting the game when you buy it from some scalper.
No, not that. I'm saying like my in-game purchases. Yeah.
In-game purchases is fine. I'm talking about the people that would spend $3,000. I'm like, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, like on the third market. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you go and you spend $2,000 on a skin, it's like, look, if that's what you want to spend your hard-earned money,
Yeah, that's
go
too
for it.
much.
That's your thing. But like, I can't for myself, like, I can't wrap my head around
Yeah, that's
something
like
like
resell, like scalper prices. Like that's why I got out of the shoe game. Like I loved buying shoes and wearing them. Like I actually used to wear my shoes. But man, like it got to the point where like kicks are 500, 600, thousands. Like man, I always wanted a pair of like Nike Air Yeezys. And I guess everyone did too, but like I was a huge fan. Like from Chicago. Like I wanted to wear Yeezys and I think they look dope, but I could never get a pair. And now they're like $25,000, $15,000, and they're just getting more and more and more. And I'm just like, dude, I'll never get a pair of those shoes. And even if I had the money, it's like I would not feel right spending that much money. You know what I'm saying? Like on some shoes, like, because at that point it's just like it's like a piece of art. Like you're just buying it to collect. It's like a collector's item at that point, you know. And I just miss the days where like shoes were just shoes, you know. Like Kobe, you know, there's new Kobe's coming out on the 23rd or 28th, and they're all white. They're called the Halo Edition, and it's like they're playing on his death in a way, you know. And it's kind of sad that Nike's making money on, like they're preying on his, like, you know, because he passed away. And I get it.
Family
like,
receiving funds? Like,
yeah, they signed a new deal, but like the thing is
that's a little weird.
let's say I wanted to buy the shoes, I'm not gonna be able to get them. Like the bots are gonna eat them up. The scalpers are eating them up.
Are these the first Kobe's since he passed?
No.
No.
But these are the first Kobe's since they re-signed the new deal. So there weren't any for a while, but now they signed a new deal with like Vanessa and, you know, the whole they call it the Mambasita Foundation after her daughter. So, you know, they figured out all those ins and outs, and they re-signed a new contract, and they're releasing like retro shoes of Kobe's, you know, and I just want them to play basketball in, but I can't even do that because they're expensive. Everyone buys them and resells them for $400, $500. Like, what the hell, you know? And that sucks. But that's not going to change.
That reminds me, this is a completely different world and scene.
Mm-hmm.
You got the shoe scene, and I'm about to talk to you about the Disney bucket scene.
What the hell?
Yeah. Get ready for this. Oh, I'm about to fucking rock your world, man. So Disney has these popcorn buckets. They release every month, every season, every holiday, every movie event. They're like these popcorn buckets, like these.
Where are they selling them?
Not
Disney
these.
theaters?
At the parks. I'm trying to see one as an example.
Though?
At the popcorn stands, they have them at the restaurants. They're
just like that material right there.
No, not like this. I'm trying to. Let me get one for you real quick, so you can kind of get a sense.
But like, what are they made out of?
Okay, you see this guy over here, Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah.
That's popcorn bucket. You see, like little Grogu over here.
Uh-huh.
You see this?
Yeah.
That's a sipper, like a cup. Like these gauntlets here.
So they're just like different figurines or whatever, and they put
like
popcorn
statues,
in them.
and they have like, you know, different themes. Sometimes they're like little things you can like
so like the Darth Vader helmet could be a popcorn bucket.
It is. Like they have like a little mug. But anyway, there's like these popcorn buckets that are very expensive, like little statues. And people
how much do they cost? Like
$40.
Right there at the place.
$40.
$40 for some
or less,
popcorn?
depending on the size. Like I got this like Dumbo choo-choo train, like Casey's train.
But like,
it was really cool.
Why? Like, why is this a thing? That's crazy.
It's they're really, some of them are really elaborate. Some light up. They're really nice. But the thing is, there are these Disney scalpers that will go and they'll buy like the entire inventory the day it drops. They know when it's gonna go out. They know where to hit it up, and they will go. And there's pictures online you can look up where there are these people holding, like, it looks like hundreds of bags on their arms. I'm exaggerating, but just filled with merchandise from when a new line celebration comes out or a new bucket comes out or what have you.
Does Disney not do anything?
They try cracking down on it, and they try to say, "Oh, limit 2 per guest." But like, you go with like 4 or 5 people, you give everybody cash, and you say, "Honey, go buy 2 for mommy," and you end up buying like 15 of them. But the thing is, then they go right online. And the thing with Disney is they are global with their theme parks, but a lot of the products you can't buy on their online shop. You have to be in the park. So on their Twitter or their Instagram, they're showing, hey, we got this new popcorn bucket for Halloween. Like today they dropped like 4 new buckets for Halloween. One is Nightmare Before Christmas. It's like the car. The thing is, like, these popcorn buckets are getting so elaborate that like you can barely fit popcorn in them now. It's like, mostly like it's decorative now. Right. But anyway, so they dropped the picture and it's all online, and people are in the comments like, "Oh, I'm not going to be at the parks. I'm going to miss it. I'm going in December. Oh, we're not going this year," but they still want to go and buy it, so they go on eBay because they can't physically go to the park. They're buying these things on eBay. A bucket that cost $40 is now $400.
That's crazy.
A bucket that was
so you're saying I should get my
$1,000.
Disneyland pass? Is what you're saying?
Look, I'm not saying what you should or shouldn't do, and I'm not saying it's a lucrative business, but people are making a living off of this, and it's crazy.
Yeah, at the same time, it's like it goes back to like can't knock the hustle. It's can't hate the player, hate the game. They're just players playing the game.
No, but like how manipulative is it? Where, okay, you're hurting 2 people. One, you're hurting the little kid in Idaho that can't go to Orlando.
Bug them kids.
Or an adult, whatever. And wants to buy a bucket. Like it loves Stitch and really wants this Stitch bucket that's only going to be there for a month. And you're making him pay $400 for it. You're hurting that person. Yeah. But then you're also hurting the person that paid to go to the theme park, and I just want to go and buy this thing. And Disney, has an inventory, and they make as much as they think they'll need, thinking that they can effectively sell the buckets to as many individuals as they want, as many individuals who want to buy this one item. But instead, one person's buying everything and reselling. You're hurting like that. You're hurting Disney in a way, but like you're hurting the person at the park and you're hurting the person you're selling it to. Yeah, that's what sucks.
Just sucks because that's just how it's with that. It's with everything, because what can Disney do? Like you're saying they charge 40. Let's say Disney wants to charge 400. I think these scalpers are still gonna buy them at 400, but they're gonna now sell them for 4,000.
Oh yeah.
Like at the end of the day, it's like Disney's gotta. They set their price. They know what they paid for individually per item, and when they price them, at least it's like guaranteed money for them. They know that they're all going to sell, and they're content with them making those $40 per unit. And whatever happens on the other market is none of their business. They already made their money. They're content with making that. Now the rest is on the third seller with how he's going to make his money. And all you can do is really going back to the shoes, like, because that was happening in the shoe game too. You used to have groups of like, let's say me, I maybe went with like 4 or 5 people to camp out and get these shoes, and we were all there to do the same thing. And if one of us got in line, like you're saying, we'd pay them money, like, hey, you buy this size, try to get this size, try to get this size. At the end of the day, we'd all come back and we'd make a profit off of it, So like things that Nike was doing was that they started doing like raffles. So everyone you weren't waiting in line no more. You had to just go to the store and say, hey, I want to get a raffle for this. And that's how you won. Like you weren't there. So like the average Joe could get a chance of getting a pair of shoes. And they started doing like online raffles, but obviously Disney does everything at the park.
Right.
So like that's something that they could do is, people that are going to the park that day, on the app maybe, you enter for your chance of getting this. And if you go to these popcorns places, you can't purchase it unless you have a winning raffle ticket on your phone. And then that way, you can kind of limit it a little bit more, and then also give opportunity to people that otherwise wouldn't have a chance because of the scalpers. I think that's something they can do, and that's what helped Nike kind of do this. The other thing they did was to kill the reseller is that they just started making a surplus of shoes. Like, shoes that were like rare. They're just like, we're doing oh my god, Donkey Kong, do he even wear shoes?
No, he doesn't.
What is he? Last time I
smell
saw
those feet coming down the hall.
Last time I saw him wearing like banana peels for shoes. No wonder he couldn't walk straight. He was slipping all over the place.
We should probably buy DK a nice pair of shoes.
What would he look like with a nice pair of like
he probably
shoes?
Look pretty fresh.
I'm sure there's some images of there, man. He's got some.
Let me ask you, does Balboni Kong wear shoes?
He does.
Does he?
Yeah, he does. Well, my Balboni does.
Oh, okay.
Balboni Kong.
Balboni Kong. Just a reminder, everybody, check the description for details on how you can enter to win, or enter, and potentially win our Pokemon card trick or trade giveaway. I'm pretty excited about that.
And we may also give you guys one of these new Disney popcorn things that we're talking about. Who knows?
We'll see.
You're like, nope.
We'll see.
But yeah, last thing that they did that Disney could do is they just made more. They just kept making more.
And they can.
To where they flooded the market, and the resellers were just not making money.
I think in a way they like to kind of, underproduce in a way. They know that's the ecosystem, get people in the doors, and then they come, they can't buy the bucket, so they say, "Oh, okay, I'll just go buy something else."
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
They're not dumb.
But that was a good episode, man. I like that. I hope everyone at home enjoyed it. If you haven't hit the like button or subscribe to the channel, please do. It really helps us out. If you were listening to us on YouTube and you want to catch all the other episodes or future episodes, we are also on Spotify. Check us out on there. And man, got big things coming all over the place. I'm excited.
Yeah, we have some new shorts coming out. We have some new video content that's going to be living over at ChrisCross. Still working on it. I'm trying to make it as cool as possible. And one other thing, Christian and I are apparently going to go on a cruise at some point. Mm-hmm. And we're apparently going to go venture into the Pacific Ocean at some point. So I'm going to hold you to that. Last two things. Zelda update. We need a guitar update. Where are you? Did you watch a video at least? Like how to strum a...
This week I didn't. I'm not even going to lie to you. I didn't watch anything.
It's okay. It's okay. We hold each other accountable, but we can't penalize you.
Thank you.
Next week, try.
I'll try.
For the people at home.
I'll try for the people at home.
I have not touched Zelda. I think it actually moved further from... It's on my nightstand still. I think it just moved further away from me.
You know what you did do, but we didn't even get to touch on it. We're going to have to touch on it next week. But
what is it?
Chris learned how to play something for the first time and took a dub.
How did we not bring that up?
And took a dub home. So we're going to have to bring it up on the next episode.
How did we not bring that up?
But that's going to be a story in and of itself. So stay tuned. Next week's going to be lit. we got some crazy stories.
My mind was racing. I'm like, I was having such a good time talking. I'm like,
yeah.
I feel like I didn't talk about something.
Yeah,
that was a big...
We're leaving with that cliffhanger.
That was a moment.
We're leaving with that cliffhanger for next episode. So thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoy. See you guys next week.
Donkey Kong, thanks for joining us.
Let's get DK back in the cage.
Come on, boy.
And fire him up. Go draw your Bal-Bonies.